Our top focus, sources have told Times Network that LashkarTaiba chief Hafiz Syed's close aide and top elite commander Saifullah Sajid is believed to be the mastermind of the barbaric Pahalgam attack. In fact, Saifullah is reportedly 45 years old and uses charity and religious work as a mask to carry out terror-related activities. Also say that Saifullah is very close with ISI handlers in the Pakistan army. Reportedly, Kasuri has recently vowed to escalate terror against India and make the terror group's presence felt. Now, Saifullah Sajid, also known as Saifullah Kasuri, a native of the Shangamana village in Pakistan's Punjab province. The NIA has labelled him a hardcore terrorist currently operating from a LashkarTaiba base in Islamabad. Now, this revelation comes a day after the Resistant Front, also known as the TRF, an offshoot, remember, of the Pakistan-based LashkarTaiba, claimed responsibility for the attack. Taking that across to Yawar. Yawar, very big development as far as the details that are emerging, but what are we given to understand at the moment?
Well, exactly. It seems that the LashkarTaiba is behind this attack because yesterday, through an unverified social media handle, TRF, which is an offshoot of the LashkarTaiba, claimed the responsibility of this attack. Now, the security forces are engaged in the multiple investigations. The NIA has arrived at the attack site, being accompanied by the J&K police into this matter. And we have been given the understanding that sources are saying that Hafiz Syed close aide is behind this attack. That's what the sources are indicating, but all will come up in an investigation. Right now, for the security forces, the priority was to, brought back the bodies, the mortal remains of these 26 tourists, and one was also a civilian from the Anantnag. Shortly from now, I am reporting the Home Minister is expected to arrive here. Chief Minister of the Union Territory has already arrived here, and we guess that there's a VVIP moment here, and we have been given the understanding that Home Minister will pay homage to those who were killed in this drastic attack. There has been a massive condemnation that are pouring in. Lal Chowk, which is a historical place in Kashmir Valley, has witnessed the shutdown because there has been a single voice shutdown call that has came in from the Mahbub National Conference, the civil society, local bodies, traders, and people affiliated to the tourism industries. So somehow we are witnessing that these developments are taking place. Besides that, the security have been heightened. There's a high alert across the Kashmir Valley. The security measures have been enhanced, particularly at the national highway stretches and at the Katra, so as in the Jammu. In the Jammu, the IGP is also set to hold the crucial meeting. And in Srinagar, before leaving back to the New Delhi, sources are indicating that the Home Minister will again have a security review meeting with the LG Manoj Sinha, and he will give a briefing. He will brief Prime Minister about all the scenarios which he has been witnessed since late last evening in the Srinagar, because the CCS meetings is going to take place in the New Delhi. Back to you.
Yeah, well, as you point that out, also details emerging in terms of the horrifying details have come out. The manner in which this happened, especially in the area, very important to note that the timing of this also comes into effect.
Well, exactly. If you talk about the timing, it seems that the timing was significant because the place that have been chosen is far from the particular place. This is 8 kilometers away from the main Pahalgam, and this is mainly the stretch which has been witnessed.
So there you can see in this car gate what we are expecting, that the Lieutenant Governor and the Home Minister of India, Amit Shah,
All right, that was, of course, both my colleagues, Priyank Tripathi as well as Yawar, getting us those details. We're giving you live visuals on your screens at the moment as far as Amit Shah. Yawar, continue to stay with us. Security situation that's been ramped up. More importantly, Home Minister Amit Shah taking stock of the situation now. All right, I'm given to understand that we will try going across to my colleague Yawar once we have him. All right, let's also tell you more details that are emerging. First photo of the terrorists involved in the Pahalgam attack. Let's just play those visuals quickly out on our screens as far as details that we are picking up with that. This is that particular picture in question. This is the first picture of the terrorist that is out, a Pahalgam terrorist who has been caught on camera. Remember, this is a massacre as far as the entire incident is concerned. But let's also tell you, in the wake of the situation, we are getting more details, but let's take a look at the ground report that we have for you. All right, before we go to that ground report, I'm given to understand Yawar continues to stay with us. Yawar, we were, of course, discussing the fact that Home Minister Amit Shah has taken stock of the situation. More importantly, now the government also has a huge challenge ahead as to how they're going to be combating this.
Well, exactly. There are a lot of challenges for the government, particularly the administration, because they are heading the unified headquarters and he's the head of the unified high command. Law and order lies to him. And in fact, a lot of the things have been taken into the consideration because Amarnath Yatra is going to commence. Already there was a security review meeting that were held just 3 weeks back by the Home Minister. He was in the JNK for the 3-day and held a series of meetings. Somewhere now, again, they have to do the homework that what exactly has been seen across, where the security has to be enhanced, because the security forces have been continuously day in and day out working to frame new strategies to tackle with the militancy related activities in the Kashmir Valley. Intelligence have also said that Pakistan tried to push militants towards this side. That's what we have witnessed in the Baramulla, that taking the advantage of this situation, the militants, they tried to sneak in. However, 2 have been killed, 1 more could be there. That's what the heavy exchange of gunfire is still taking place in the North Kashmir's Uri Baramulla. We have been given the understanding that the Home Minister will pay homage inside. The Chief Minister Omar Abdullah is inside. LG Manoj Sinha is inside. They are accompanying the Home Minister in paying the last rites to those who were killed in the Basran terror attack. And also the Home Minister will go to meet the injured at the Anantnag, from where he is expected to go to the Army's base hospital in Srinagar, from where he will be having the chopper and he will arrive at the Anantnag, from where he is going to meet the victims of this militant attack, because this has been the biggest militant attack that the Kashmir Valley have ever seen in the past 32 years. Back to you.
Yeah, but as you point that out, one of the biggest attacks that we've seen in many, many years. Also spine-chilling details that have come to the forefront with those testimonials as well as to how we're looking at what really went down there. In fact, some of those visuals also playing out on our screens, Yawar.
Well, exactly. Even though we have accessed one of the image in which militant can be seen wearing a khan dress, that's a traditional wear for the Pakistan, and having the AK-47 in his head. Exactly. If we talk about the yesterday incident, basically it happens at 2:30 when these tourists who were in the number of 100 to 150 were enjoying. All of a sudden, these militants came down, asked their identity, shot them indiscriminately. They separated women and children from them, and following that there has been a chaos that we have witnessed. The Kashmir is completely anguished. Massive condemnation are pouring in from various quarters. The LG, the Home Minister, the PMO, they are jointly monitoring the ground situation, because yesterday after this incident was unfolded, there's a heavy and very massive anti-terror operation that has been initiated there. Specialized units of the army, JNK police and the paramilitary have been pressed into service. Minute-to-minute details are being provided to the PMO about the ongoing security situation in the Kashmir Valley. All will be cleared in the CCS meeting that will be chaired by the Prime Minister in New Delhi shortly from now. Back to you.
A quick word on the fact, Yawar, we're looking at also a bun-like situation that's been called in the wake of the situation. What do we know on that front?
Well, exactly, the Srinagar, most parts of the place have witnessed the burn, because the call was given by the National Conference Mahbub Mufti, civil societies, the Muslim clerks all across in a single voice. The schools are closed, university called off its examination. There's a very less private transport, public transport that we have been witnessed on the roads. And this is against the brutality that has been unleashed on these innocent civilians in the Basran, Pahalgam. And we have been given the understanding understanding that since late last evening there was a massive candle march that were held across the Kashmir Valley, and today also there is a protest that will be held by the traders' body at the historic Lal Chowk, Srinagar. That's what.
All right, yeah, but I'd have to interject you over there. But thank you very much for joining us with all those details from ground zero as to what we're given to understand. But as we keep our viewers ahead as to the latest, let's also cut across to my colleague for more details. Sahil is bringing us more inputs.
Under investigation, there are other elements of impact of this case which are being thoroughly investigated. Some people will be in fact summoned for the questioning. But at the moment, the anti-terror operation that was initiated yesterday, in fact, by the Indian Army, is continuously taking place. And this valley, it's a small valley, Baisaram Valley, also known as Switzerland, and in fact it's surrounded by the forest, a huge forest area. Their dense forest area is there, and that's what in fact is taking time. In fact, security forces are there on ground, and Indian Army is in fact conducting this search and combing operation here in Baisaran Valley. The terrain is in fact difficult. We had seen throughout the night the Indian Army Jawans, the para commandos who are part of this operation, and in fact the surveillance is being done by the in fact the drone cameras, as well as the helicopters are also hovering over this place. Senior officials are also arriving here at this spot. If Home Minister Amit Shah visits this place, this will be a big message in fact to the terrorists that these sort of terror attacks cannot in fact bring down the morale of security forces in Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in Kashmir Valley, or fighting this terrorism and Pakistan's proxy war from 90s onwards. There have been multiple successful operations that the Indian Army and other security agencies have conducted after 2019. Top Jaish and Lashkar commanders have been killed. But at this point in time, when I'm speaking, the anti-terror operation is going on with full force. Indian Army Jawans, para-commandos, the Jammu and Kashmir police, the SOG corps are also in fact part of this operation. It is taking place. There are discussions being done in this Baisaran Valley how to proceed with this anti-terror operation, but these forests are being in fact searched and combed by the security forces who are in fact on ground zero. Back to you.
All right, big update, Sahil, as far as reporting from ground zero. That is the exact spot wherein this attack took place. The terrains are extremely difficult, is what Sahil's going on to point out. More importantly, operations underway, surveillance underway with the help of drone cameras as well. What we're given to understand with what Sahil is putting into perspective, given the fact that Home Minister Amit Shah has arrived over there, if he does visit Baisaran Valley, it will be a big message. Sahil going on to point out that if that does happen, it's because the bigger message would be how it cannot bring down the morale of the security forces. At this particular point, what we do know is that in Baisaran Valley, where this took place, anti-terror operations are underway. The para-commandos are also at the particular spot reviewing the situation. More importantly, what is to be done next. But as we get details of that, let's also tell you, given the current situation, what airlines are doing, because Indigo and Air India Express have also joined hands with government agencies. We are understanding to help stranded tourists in Kashmir. In fact, the airline operators have announced additional flights from Srinagar. Let's tell you about what the situation with the flights is, because Indigo has also waived off charges for rescheduling and cancelling these flights to and from Srinagar. Let's tell you, Air India has deployed 4 special flights, 2 each to Delhi and Mumbai. Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu has also conducted an urgent review with airlines and issued a strict advisory against fare surging. Airlines have been instructed to maintain normal airfares, and in response to the terrorist attack, the Anantnag police have also established a 24/7 emergency desk helpline. Several state governments, including Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, have also launched helpline numbers. Now, as India grapples with one of the deadliest terror attacks on its soil in Kashmir's Pahalgam, where 26 people have lost their lives, the world is coming out to condemn the barbaric attack and show their support. Let's tell you, United States President Trump has spoken with Prime Minister Modi, who cut short his trip to Saudi Arabia and returned as news of the terror attack broke out. Trump also reiterated support for India's fight against terrorism. US Vice President J.D. Vance, along with Second Lady Usha Vance, who are honor visit to India extended their condolences. Let's tell you, Russia's President Putin has termed the attack a brutal crime, demanding punishment for the perpetrators and pledging enhanced counter-terror cooperation with India. UK's Prime Minister Starmer described the attack as utterly devastating and expressed solidarity with India. Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman offered condolences and assistance as well. Let's tell you, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has condemned the attack too. Time for a quick break. Stay with us. We're going to be right back.